Greetings, Groundbreakers. I'm Dan, and this is Techtonica. Last time, we got our starter factory going, and today we're going to be working on cores and threshing. Let's get to it. All right, we're going to pick up where we left off from last time, but there was something I finished last time that I didn't show you, and that was where I did some additional power automation. So let's backtrack just a little bit, and I'll show you what I did. I am tired of hitting these cranks. Now, we could upgrade, and that would be one way to do it. We'll get the crank connect. We only have to hit it once. But I want to do some automation. What I'm going to show you now is a way that we can get some automated power right off the bat. I could have done this earlier, but I decided to wait and be more efficient by letting our machines build power floors and such, because we are going to need them. We're absolutely going to need them. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some. And the stairways. I don't know if 6 is going to do it. I'm going to try to... I think if we actually put down the cranks, it's going to direct us there. So let's see if we can get it. I don't know how many it is. Definitely not 6. Oh, there it is.
Ingress RH1979. Report to production terminal radio for triangulation.
I think that signal is going to be what I want. It's fun if we do it the legit way. I already know where everything is. Let's see what that's going to give us.
New location added to HUD.
I forgot.
Exceptional dimensions.
No, that's not the one I was looking for. We'll go look at that later. So we're going to go ahead and sneak our way up to another section here. Scan some lights. You don't have to, you can leave them there. They are putting out light. So you can see here, if we look on the map, there's a nice copper node that we're working on, but there's a little tunnel right here, and we're gonna go ahead and try to get to that tunnel. It's a little dark. Let's go this way. That, we are through. That's just what I wanted to see. And we're on to this beautiful section, which you probably saw in the trailer where I built that other large factory. And if the trailer's not out yet, I gotta cut this. So, we are now in another beautiful section. And you might notice there are some crank generators here. And also, something spinning. These are water wheels, which we don't have access to yet. There's a whole bunch we can scan. You can see it comes up in our tech tree. A couple things up. I'm gonna just clear these out because of OCD.
The sooner you scan these water wheels, the closer you'll be to never having to turn a crank generator again. We should check out that office too.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. Now, we can see there's actually 2 water wheels here, and they're running. So we can take advantage of this right now. This is something we can take advantage of, and we are going to. So we're gonna add some power floors here. You don't have to fill the whole thing up, but get rid of this guy. Let's go ahead and cover this entire thing. Now, in a regular world, when it comes to water wheels, 1 water wheel can power 2 crank generators, which I didn't bring any, so I need to build them. So again, we have 2 water wheels here, which means we can run 4 crank generators. So let's put down a crank on either side of these. I don't know what direction it runs. One there, and one on this side, and one on this side. And we now see we have 600 kilowatts of power on this grid that we need to get down to our other base. I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, another nice thing is we have 3 more accumulators for free sitting right here. So let's just go ahead and connect these. And that'll give us extra charge. Now we need to get this back to base. And that part we have to figure out. If we look below, if we go straight here, we're going to hit that copper node. But if we maybe aim a little bit to the left here, we might be able to get right between these nodes. I almost feel like the devs knew what I was going to do, and they put all these nodes here to get in my way. And that's okay. I can get around this. It's not a problem. We're just going to build our tunnel over here. Because why the heck not? We'll just dig in a little bit this way. So we need to build a pathway from here over to our tunnel. So I'm just gonna make sure I have the right height. I'm gonna go ahead and just start. Since my normal belt trick is not working for lining things up, I'm just gonna have to eyeball it. And I think we're in line, so we're gonna go for it. So we're gonna save it in case I'm wrong, but we're just gonna start digging. I think we can actually build a stairway now. Let me show you how to build a stairway. Now, if you pay attention to the mole, if you have, when you're on a flat surface like this in a tunnel, at least with a 5x5, the larger one's the same things. You can see one non-transparent set of voxels, and that is just where the curve of the tunnel is. So as you can see, the mole doesn't cut anything. If you see two or more, it'll start wanting to do that wall. So find your center by using that as your guide. So I'm pointing at the center, and I'm going to pull out my pickaxe and dig one hole there, and I'm going to go forward one voxel and dig one there. And then I'm going to point the bowl at that second one, and I've now dug one down, and I'm pointing directly at the center. So I'm going to switch over, do the same thing. Hit the center one out, hit one forward, point at the forward one, dig it out. And I'm just going to keep repeating that, and I'm going to basically create a ramp. You don't have to do it. This is going to create, if you do this just right, it's going to create a nice little perfect ramp, but that's not really that necessary because I'm going to cover it with stairs anyways. But it's just, you know, something I like to do. But if I don't get it perfectly, which does happen, it's not the end of the world. As you can see, we are creating a perfect little ramp. So, just the way I like to do it. Now, if you wanted to build a spiral belt or something, you'd want to do this differently. I see the base is now kind of light up. I think we're good. If not, we can actually just put power floors down and raise it up, so it's not a huge deal. Oh, see, we went one too far. We're one below, but that's okay. That's okay. That is not a big deal. All we got to do, we're going to run power floors anyways. So what we'll do is just fill it up with power floors like this until we get to the end, and we're good. Now we want to build stairways up. So in order to make sure we're getting our power down, again, we need to vertically connect our power floors. So the way to do stairways then would be to stack first one and go line up, stack it on the first row, then go into a second row. And then just repeat that all the way up. And now we can run our power floors all the way out. And we'll connect them over there in a second. We got to finish our stairways. It is pretty dark in here, so let's add both some stairways and some lighting. I'm going to run these stairways up the center three, just like this.
Counterintuition notice. Stairs cannot conduct electrical power.
Well, thank you.
That was me. I made them put that warning in there. And that was not how I phrased it.
So what I'm going to do is run three like this, and that way I can just connect all the way up. Four at the top, two. All right. Now let's go ahead and put a light here at the top on either side. And we're going to take this one, since we are in a tunnel. And run it across. So now we have a structural support at the top, and we can do that same thing at the bottom. However you want. I like doing it maybe here, where the roof kind of meets. Actually, I'm going to go one more. Yeah, like right here. Now we can put some lights right there. Now we have a nice stairway. Look at that. Lights at the bottom, lights at the top. We can finish off our tunnel. We can actually add some more structural supports wherever you want. You can start at the top like I just did. Start at the bottom. You can you could have a specific count you prefer, whatever style you like. But this is how I do it. Sometimes if I have a long enough tunnel, I'll do like 20 or 25 power floors apart. But you know, you could do just one at the start and one at the end. So I make an arch like that, and then I put a start and end. And then from here I'll use stairs and connect those bottom pieces. And from the top, you could have a piece come out from the top, but I just connect the tops directly like this. It's just the way I have been doing it. Just rotate the stairways to line up with the shape of the tunnel. And where you want, you can add some lights. And you can see we have a light, pretty tunnel. Now, I could create a wall wherever I want. I'm going to just do one here for the sake of it. And that gives us a tunnel, gives us a walkway, a bit of a gate. This is questionable. You could do some other things with it. For now, I'm going to leave it. And I'm going to go ahead and put some lights here. That way we can see it's well lit. All right, let's go connect our power floors to the top. You don't have to do all this. This is just me. I like my tunnels looking nice. Now, since we've already dug the tunnel out, let's go ahead. I am limited on power floors, so for now, I'm going to run a straight line down the center just so I can get this done. We'll go collect more power floors and come back. Let's go ahead and connect her up. There we go. Our power is now running all the way down our tunnel. How glorious is that? How glorious. And then all we got to do is connect it up to the power floors here somewhere. Like here. Boom. Everything's on. Look at that. Our 600 kilowatts are using. Our accumulators are charging. We now have 13 accumulators. And we have more power than our assemblers. So we are good. We could technically dismantle these if we wanted to, but we might need these soon. So I'm going to leave them here for now. Let's charge our accumulators. Let's crank them on. But I'm going to forget. I now have automated power. So as long as I'm under that 600 kilowatts, we're good. Okay, so now you're all caught up. I also built a little bridge and a similar tunnel all the way down to Lima. So we have other stuff to do today. One of the things we need to do is finish unlocks that we haven't done yet. And there are quite a few things that we need to unlock. So there are quite a few cores. And I don't want to build all of those cores. So we are going to actually set up automation. And the way we're going to do that is through assemblers. And I set up 3 of them, which we'll take a look here. We'll need 1 for cores in the center, which require the copper wire and mechanical components. So we'll just do the same thing we did last episode. We'll set up 1 as a copper wire, 1 as mechanical components. That'll get us producing purple cores, but we need a place to put them. So that is where we are going to take advantage of the core composer, which is ginormous. So we need to build a bit of a platform out to this. So I'm going to stick it, you know, maybe here. Right there. That's where I want it. It'll work. And just for some looks, we're going to go ahead and build a little border around it. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to do this. I'm going to do stairs. Just because, you know, why not? Once I can snap it the way I want. Stairs are a little fussy. There we go. That's a start. Let's adjust this platform here. Just like that. All right, and let's give it some legs. There we go. At least we got some legs. We got some platforms. Now it's time to feed. Feed the beast. So we are going to actually go across from here. And if we try to just do our belt across like this, it will sink underneath. So we could either build some power floors across, or if you got a short gap like this, you can do it the 1x1 method. Until you get to close enough. Like this. Perfect. That's what I wanted to see. Put a couple inserters there, and that will handle our core production. Obviously, we're going to be resource starved a little bit, but you know what? That's okay. The idea here is that we can actually go do something while this starts building some cores for us, and we'll be able to do some unlocks as soon as we get back. In that regard, I think what we're going to do is go check out this beacon that we unlocked last episode and go see what we can find. Let's get going. There's been enough videos out there that I'm not going to say spoiler here, but if you don't want to see this, maybe skip ahead or come back on Tuesday. Now, one tip I have, when you're digging with a mole, if you hold down the button, it continues to dig constantly, but also the heat doesn't dissipate, and it'll cause you to overheat. So as soon as you let go of the fire button, it'll actually start dissipating heat. So after every blast, let go of the mouse button for a second, or your controller button, if that's what we're using. And that way, between digs, you're going to have a little bit more heat dissipation. As soon as we get Shiverthorn coolant, that won't be necessary because it'll take all of the heat for us. Our beacon is over there. There's already some lights here kind of lighting a path for us. Along here, there's actually no entryway in. If you look at the map, you can see our beacon kind of points over there, and it is disconnected. But we can see there's a part right here that's pretty close to the rock. So we can dig right there to get in, or we could dig there, or anywhere, exactly. You know what? Actually, we could do it. If I'm lining up the map, can I do it right here? I don't know. I've actually never tried it this way. Here they go. I'm gonna let the mouse go between digs. It's still gaining heat, but at the very least, I'm getting a few more digs out of it before I need to like fully dissipate. Oh, look at that. We're through. And look, there's a hard drive or a USB Type 7Z48B, you know, whatever tech standard would be in the future. All right.
Door unpowered and secured.
Door unpowered. This seems vaguely familiar to the alpha and the demo start area. So what we're going to do, we're going to craft a crank generator. And as soon as that's done, sometime this century, we're going to plop it down, crank it, pick it up.
Power restored.
See? Totally works. Why leave it here? This place doesn't need it.
Jackpot. A warehouse. I knew that gigantic door was a good sign.
Why didn't you say something?
This place for some basic electrical machines, especially.
Forgot to scan this guy.
Threshers on the racks, and pick up anything else you can find.
Fine, I will. You got this little blue core fragment right here, which we'll need, and oh, Mark II belts. We haven't made any yet, so take those. Definitely usable, and some filter inserters right off the bat. We're gonna go ahead and scan all these filter inserters so that we can unlock the tech with the cores we are generating. There's more over here. Now, if you're wondering if there's anything in the boxes, there's actually nothing in the boxes except for one box here at the end. There's a couple of Atlantean bars in it. It's like here somewhere. Oh, there it is. See, two bars. We'll go ahead and take them. But there are other chests in here that we can get some stuff.
Good tech fragments here, but I doubt we'll find anyone to rescue. People would take what they need.
Ooh, chest.
Get back out there.
Ooh, accumulators and some more cranks. We'll take that. All right, planters. Go ahead and start scanning them. And we're gonna run upstairs, and we have threshers to scan. So we'll scan this first one, and then continue on. All right, we're gonna hop along to this side. We're gonna hop down right here, and we're gonna grab these planters below and help us build stuff quicker. We're handcrafting it. I believe there's a chest over here. Yes, there is, with some more Atlantean bars or ingots, which we don't need. And we're gonna hop up here. You can see in the window there's an explosive charge. To open this door, it looks like we need 40 processors, which we can't make yet.
Task inbound. Supply facility access door with self-repair materials.
I want it. Give me the charge. Give me it. Give me it.
Look through the window breaker.
I did.
I can literally see the mining charge tech fragment on that table.
Me too.
What kind of miserable bureaucrat puts high explosives behind a securely locked door?
Andre.
Would be here if we didn't know what we were doing. I want you to fix that door as soon as possible.
Me too.
I want you to blow things up.
Oh, you're right. I want to blow things up. Look at that. We've already got some cores. How much we got? 168? Well, let's go ahead and do some unlocking here. I want suit speed. I want to run faster. Let's go ahead and get mass erase, mass collect, light stick. Let's go ahead and unlock the core composer. Actually, you know what? We're going to hold off on that. We're going to go ahead and take the flat mode for the mole. And we got enough. We're going to go ahead and speed our drills up, which gives us an 80% boost to drills. Holy schmoly. So this boost is actually pretty nice. The reason why this is really good is miners currently do about 25 per minute. It's actually like 25.02 per minute. And so at 80% boost means they're now going to do about 45 per minute, which is pretty sweet. But that also means that even a fast inserter is not fast enough. Fast inserters only do 39 per minute. So if you actually wanted to get everything out of your miners, we would still need 2 inserters outputting from it. And you can use the third port for fuel, which we might switch into. We want to unlock the next stage. Let's see. We actually want to unlock the next stage as well. Repair production terminal Victor, which will need 500 ingots of each, which should be pretty easy to attain. So let's go ahead and check our iron production. Perfect. That's just what I want to see. Let's go ahead and do our unlock. Here we go. 500 iron ingots and 500 copper ingots.
Terminal upgraded. New technologies and recommended tasks available.
I know. Perfect. Let's do this.
It's time to put those crank generators and power floors to use.
I have been.
To make plant matter frames, you'll need planters and threshers.
Yes.
And they only run on electricity.
Oh, darn.
After you grow and thresh Kindlevine, you'll need to thresh the Kindlevine stems it produces a second time. To turn
Sounds like a lot of work.
Fiber. And then you can either craft the plant matter frames by hand.
Is that all that comes out of it?
An assembler to do it for you twice as fast.
Yes.
And that's a lot of new tech to activate.
Not really.
So if you haven't built a core composer yet,
I have.
Now is the time.
Okay. Now that we've got some work underway and no cores, let's see if we can at least get the thresher and the planter, which we can, luckily, very nicely. I want this too, make our biobricks go even further. Smelting speed would be nice. We'll need filter inserter, so we're actually going to need some more cores. Besides that, we now have a new thing from Victor Terminal, which means we need 2,400 iron ingots, 2,400 copper ingots, and 180 plant matter frames. Well, we can easily get the ingots from our production and feed it to the machine, but to get the plant matter frames, as Sparks was talking about, we're going to have to set up a thresher production line to get some stuff to make those. So we have to figure that part out. By the way, what else did we unlock? Oh, look at this. We actually unlocked Shiverthorn Coolant this tier, which is fantastic. Energy-wise, we still don't have technical access to the water wheel, but we do have Crank Connect, which will be useful because we'll need to crank a lot of cranks. We can just crank it like that. Boom. All of them are now cranking. It doesn't show, but if you highlight it and destruct, it'll pop them up. Oh, perfect. Now we have enough to get the filter inserter. And I didn't unlock the fast inserter? I must have forgot one. All of the fast inserter pieces are back at Lima. So, if Spark stops talking, I will explain to you that fast inserters, all of the parts of the fast inserters are actually at Lima. So if you find yourself missing any, come back to Lima. They're hanging around Lima somewhere. And as we can see right here, I forgot one. There we go. Now we can actually unlock fast inserters for 210 cores. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, we're just gonna have to wait on that one. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to preserve this environment. So I'm gonna save it. So we're gonna try to preserve this environment, and I'm gonna build a platform for us to do some thresher production right here. And we'll use that for fuel and frames or whatever, just to get us started, because we need more fuel to power everything. We could just do stems, too. Let me get the platform down first, and then I'll see you in a second. Now that we can build planters and inserters, I'm going to go ahead and build 6 planters. That is all we need, and we're going to build 1 thresher to start. I'm going to show you how we can do this in an efficient way. I need the hover pack. Why can't I do the hover pack? Where's the hover pack? Transportation. Hover pack. I'm taking it. All right. Equipment. Give me a hover pack. It'll make this whole thing much easier. Hover pack, hover pack, hover pack, hover pack. Yay, we have a hover pack. All right. Let us demonstrate, put some lights here for freshness. This is all temporary, but it'll work. All right. There's a few ways you could do this. If we wanted to, we could build a manifold with them all in a line. But I find there's a problem with this because, let's say our seeds that go down the belt, they have to travel down the belt. And, you know, this inserter will catch them, and this inserter will catch them, and this inserter will catch them, and this inserter will catch them. Now, if you have enough seeds in your system, this is not a problem. You see, this one will pick up the seeds. This will get filled up first. And down the line, these will get less and less filled. Depending on the number of seeds in your system, you could starve your planters further down the road. So you need to put extra seeds into the system to make sure everything is fully fed in order to make sure that you're producing enough Kindlevine to feed your thresher. And I can tell you right now, at the base level, all you need is 6 planters. This works, but I find that I have a better solution that works. I can use the minimal number of seeds necessary and still get 100% efficiency on my thresher. So this setup works perfectly fine at the base level. Once you get improved thresher progression, faster threshers, you'll need to upgrade this a little bit, but this works perfectly. So we're going to put a planter here, and then we're gonna space it out a little bit. You can see I got 1 square diamond space. This is just, there's probably a few different ways to arrange this, but this is the way that I find is the most simple to do this. And now you can see we have 6 planters down. So what I'm going to do is do some load balancing by having belts come from each spot equally towards the center. This will be where our seeds are coming in. So we're going to set our inserters to insert into each planter from here. Super easy, right? So, all right, we got our belts that are designed to do for the seeds. I also want to do our belts that are for the return, for the Kindlevine to return to the thresher. So we're going to come this way. Very similar setup on the outside that we did on the inside. So these are coming in towards it. Perfect. Now, so we're going to have our center seeds. We're going to come off like this and set up a splitter right here. So you can see our seeds coming in like that. Works out perfectly. Now, our return Kindlevine is going to come off like this. And since we need a flat one on each side, we'll do that. That's perfect. And then each one will come up right there in the middle. You didn't used to be able to do this where they're stacked on top of each other, but it actually works now. It's a miracle. It's wonderful. So now that we have this set up, we are good to go. Just need to make sure we set our output inserters. All you need is regular inserters. Planters only output 1.875 Kindlevine per minute at maximum. If they have 4 seeds running constantly, that's the maximum they can put out because it takes 128 seconds for a seed to convert from the seed to the Kindlevine. So that means the maximum they can put out is 1.875. For a thresher at the base level, very base, unbuffed, no progression changes, we'll take the Kindlevine and thresh it over the course of 6 seconds, and then return a seed, and then return 4 Kindlevine stems. Oh, here we need to put a filter inserter, actually. So we'll put a filter inserter here. That is not a filter inserter. Put a filter inserter here, and we're going to set this to, not stems, we're going to set this to Kindlevine seeds. And that way our Kindlevine will come in, it'll be threshed, and the seeds will come back out and be evenly distributed among the planters, meaning that thanks to our load balance setup here, no thresher will get priority over any others. They'll all be equally receiving seeds, which is exactly what we want. That way seeds do not waste their life sitting there doing nothing. And each planter will be equally distributed. And at the same time, though, it's an equal amount of distance basically back to our thresher from each planter when the Kindlevine comes out. Now, as I said, this will at the base level produce 40 if we keep it running full time, if we do keep it running maximum, it can produce 40 stems per minute. And we can use that in multiple ways. For now, just for starters, I'm actually going to output this into a container just so we can start it up and run it. And if you're wondering why I do 2 filter inserters, simply because these output at 30 per minute, and these output, the regular inserter only does 17, which if we're doing 40, 2 of these will not be enough. It's going to be a bit of a power hog. These are 50 kilowatts per seed. So I'm going to start dumping seeds in. We're actually only going to get 24 seeds in the system here, but we need to get 32. So I will just add a few more. I'm going to add 8 more once they start dumping their stuff out. And then once the system runs for a while. 32 is all we need in this system, and it'll run 100% efficient. So I'll see you in a moment once these are grown. The Kindlevine is starting to come out of the planters. I'm going to go ahead and dump 8 more seeds in here. I could spread it out, but this will work out. It'll work itself out over time. So now that I've got 32 seeds in the system, I'm going to go ahead and let it run for a little bit to work itself out, and we'll come back and find that it has been running 100%. This system has been running for a while, and which just shows the Kindlevine is making it to it, and we are keeping it running full time, which means we should be producing 40 Kindlevine stems per minute. I love this setup because I know the thresher works. It's efficient. While we have plenty of seeds and can actually get away with doing a manifold build, it actually uses more power because we are just utilizing more planters in a way. So I don't find it as efficient. This is wonderfully efficient. Our planters are all building at the right speed. They're constantly producing, and Kindlevine is constantly getting to the thresher and then keeping it up at a nice pace, and the thresher is not shutting down. So we have a nice, efficient setup. And it's easily repeatable and usable throughout the entire game. Obviously, with faster threshers, you're going to need a larger setup, but the concept remains the same. I'll convert this part of the episode to a guide so you'll have an easy reference points in the future if you want to come back and check it out. All right, I think this is where we're going to end it today. We are now producing 40 Kindlevine stems per minute, which in the next episode we will be converting to plant matter fiber, Kindlevine extract, and plant matter frames, along with probably some other things. I'll see you then.